Well, hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 188 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. We're doing one thing every day to get what we want. I'm doing one thing every day to get what I want, and I hope you're doing one thing every day this year to get what you want as well. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Some days it's a little thing. Some days it's a little bit more challenging, depending on where we're at in our journey. Well, we're working our way through the soAp framework, SOAP, story, options, action, and progress. To work on an area of our life, a relationship goal area of our life that we want to see some kind of a change or improvement in, right? Usually we want to see something improve or change before we take any action on it. So today, the A in soAP stands for action. So what are we going to do? How are we going to decide what action to take? First, we need to analyze the options and alternatives we came up with yesterday, and we're going to use a tool called the head, heart, and intuition tool to actually make a grid and add a little bit more objectivity to something that's usually very, very subjective. When we're thinking about our relationships and analyzing our relationships, it is a total subjective thing. How does it make us feel? How do we gauge what and how we feel about certain activities and certain things, especially with respect to the relationship we're looking at for this exercise? I'm looking at the relationship with myself. We have the most control over the relationship with ourselves. So that's actually, even though it's one we usually neglect the most, it's one of the easiest ones to work on and improve and make better for ourselves. So how do we use this head, heart, and intuition tool? Well, first of all, we go back and we look at our options from yesterday. I'm getting out my handy dandy notebook because I keep track and write down just like everybody else. And I had 15 different things that I could do. And I circled 3 of them, just 3 that I thought would be quickest and easiest to take some action on. And so I guess I started to analyze them. What would be quick and easy to take action on? And I picked practice self-reflection and journaling, practice self-compassion and acceptance, and then invest in personal development. And I added a 4th one, gratitude practice, gratitude journal, because when we feel grateful about what is already existing in our life, it helps us to create more of that, more of what we want. So how do we use this tool? We just look at each one of these and we say, how does my brain think about this? How do I think about this particular option? On a scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, you can do it any way that works best for you. We've talked about this before. I'm going to do a scale of 1 to 4 because that'll be quicker and easier to add. So my head, how does my head feel about practicing self-reflection and journaling? It feels a 7. It feels pretty good about that because that's a pretty positive activity for me personally. Practice self-compassion and acceptance. My head says that's a really smart one, so I'm going to give it a 6. My head for investing in personal development, I'm all in on investing in personal development, so I'm going to get that one. Oh, I wasn't going to do 7, 6, 9. I guess I'm doing it on a scale of 1 to 10. And then gratitude, practice gratitude journaling. I love to think about every morning when I wake up what I'm grateful for, and every night before I go to bed what I'm grateful for. And as many times in between during the day, I like to remind myself to be grateful for the things that are going well in my life, because that creates more of them. And I always want more things in my life to be happy and grateful and feel good about than chaos and craziness, right? So gratitude practice, I'm going to give that an 8 as far as my head goes, because I know that that's a really, really secret, powerful tool that the vast majority of people on the planet do not use. Then my heart. What does my heart feel about practicing self-reflection and journaling? My heart says, yeah, I'm into it. I'm going to give it a 7. Self-compassion and acceptance. Okay, my heart says I should do it, but I really stink at it. So I'm going to give it about a 4 because my heart isn't always into being kind to myself. So that's probably one I need to work on more, but my heart isn't really in it. Invest in personal development. My heart's pretty in that. I'm going to give that an 8 because I do invest in personal development. I have a huge belief that continuous improvement, we're born and then we have to learn everything and figure it out along the way. And we do that through learning and growing in personal development. A lot of people believe that they go to school, they learn what they're going to learn, and then they kind of stop learning and growing. And the vast majority of people on the planet do not actually read and grow and continue to move forward in their life after formal education period, whatever it is for wherever you grow up. And then finally, gratitude. What does my heart say about gratitude? My heart knows gratitude is super duper effective, so I'm going to give that an 8. My intuition. What does my intuition say about practicing self-reflection and journaling. And this is kind of a subjective one, right? Your relationship with yourself, and then these 4 things that I picked to analyze, which is why I like the scale, because then it tells me, just looking at the numbers, what to take action on, so I don't have to think about it so much. But my intuition about practicing self-reflection and journaling, scale of 1 to 10. My gut says it's good, so I'm gonna give it an 8. Practice self-compassion and acceptance. My intuition is that I really need to do it, but I'm not very good about it. So I'm gonna give it a 7, because I think I should do it more. Invest in personal development. Again, my intuition and my experience has proven that to be really powerful in my life. So I'm gonna give that one, I'll give it a 7 too. And then gratitude practice, I know that one's awesome, so I'm gonna give that an 8. So then I just add up all my numbers and I see which one has the most. Oh wow, too many ties. All right, so both invest in personal development and gratitude practice tied. So guess what? I get to do a tiebreaker, and I get to decide, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll figure it out, but I'll pick one of those. And then our action item today is to just use this head, heart, intuition on a few of our options. Pick the one that you want to take action on right now and take some action today. Let's say I invest in personal development. Maybe my action today is to go online and do some research into getting to know myself better, doing some personal development work in, understanding ourselves better. Maybe I redo a DISC analysis or a Myers-Briggs or something. I usually do it about every year, so I'm probably due to do it again. Something like that. But I'm going to pick an action and I'm going to do it, and I invite you to do the same. Any questions about this? Any questions about how to use this little head, heart, and intuition tool? Like I said, it's a quick and dirty way of taking something that's usually really subjective and adding some objectivity so that we can feel better about the choices and the decisions and the things that we make. Why? Because I'm a nerdy scientist engineer and I like to do those kind of things. But you don't have to. Do what works for you. All right. Any questions, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye. And we'll dig into the P of the SOAP framework.